everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Broken Barbell podcast. Today you have me, Dave, and Kevin.
Hello.
We've been really good at scheduling things lately and making sure we get these out on time. But it's actually, you know what? That's actually really cool because that goes into what we're talking about. Trying to achieve and make sure you stay on track with things. So our goal has always been to
get a podcast out once a week.
Make sure we always have something out once a week, even though technical difficulties aside, everything.
Yeah, life and everything like that. So
it's Tuesday now. Before you keep listening, go over to Facebook, like us on Facebook, Broken Barbell Podcast. Give us some likes on our YouTube channel, just Broken Barbell. And okay, so today we're talking about the struggle, keeping yourself motivated, trying to figure out your dreams, and keeping on track.
Yeah, keep you on track, keep you motivated. This is probably applies to everybody in the fitness world, whether you're just the average Joe going to the gym, trying to lose 5 pounds, someone who wants to start up their own business, aka, a public gym or a CrossFit gym, anything like that. We're both young men still. I'm 22, Dave's 25, Tom's 20.
Fuck. 2?
Yeah, 22. So we're all still very, very young. It is tough to try and make it in the fitness industry, whether you want to be your own boss. Well, everyone wants to be their own boss. No one wants to take orders all their life, right? It's human nature.
You can either build someone else's dream or follow yours.
Yeah, or follow yours. But there's 2 paths that I think that you can take and are very different. You can either stay with a company and help them out, and you'll get the benefits too. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, your paychecks do look good, but that's because you're making your boss or whoever you're working for succeed.
Yeah.
And if you look at it in the long run, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. If you just want to be an average Joe who works all of his life and has no dreams, then
you take the cool thing about if you're just going to do it, if you're just going to be an employee and you're going to help somebody, is that you have none of the risk and all the reward.
Yes.
Which is really nice. Unless the business goes under. But if you're like, oh shit, the business might go under, well, probably you got to start working harder or stepping up, taking on projects, things like that.
And the failure too in a business is, you're not putting in enough time outside of your workplace.
Yeah.
You're not putting in proper advertisement, Go to schools, go here, go there, go hand out business cards, go set up a seminar for free. Just say, hey, this is what I'm about. Here's a brochure. Come check this place out.
Yeah. That's
the number one thing you got to do. And you got to look around. Is this a good place to open up a gym? Or is this a good place to open up something that I've always wanted to do, right? Whether it's a gym or whatever, right? You got to make sure there's demand in it, right? So if you're going to open a gym up in a poor town, no one's going to afford your gym memberships, right? Yeah. So that you also got to keep that into play. If you're opening up a business, you got to make sure you have a lawyer. You're looking at the property taxes. You're looking at everything, right? You got to make sure
taxes. Government taxes.
Yeah, government taxes. So all that comes into play, and that's all the background work that goes into it, right? But anyways, trying to get there is the hard part. You got to make big sacrifices, and you better be prepared to grind. Put your nose to the fucking grind, basically. Yeah. It's tough.
Every day. It's essentially what we're trying to get across is that there's going to be days, whether it is, Kevin's been talking about the business side, but when you start training for something or you start setting goals in your life, you have to realize that just because you have that mindset doesn't mean it's just going to happen.
Yes.
Now, you can say, oh, you know what, I believe the universe will do this, and this is the way it'll work out. And I'm a true believer in when things are going bad, the universe will sort itself out for me.
Yes.
Might not be the way I want it, might not be when I want it, but it will happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's just that coincidence or whatever. But it's a matter of you got to put the time in, you have to be as consistent as humanly possible, and you have to realize that every day you are improving as long as you're working on something.
Yes.
You won't go backwards that way.
No. And if you're an athlete too and you're looking to compete and you want to be a professional in a sport, you got to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the same type of people.
Yes.
Atmosphere, making sure you're not hanging out with losers, right? People who drink, do drugs, sorry.
They're doing alcohol.
Yeah.
It's
been that kind of day.
We're doing alcohol right now.
Yeah. We're having a Coors Light as we speak. Our sponsors.
Yeah, sponsored by Coors Light. Please send checks and beer
our way. But yeah, I mean, you got to make sure you got a good head on your shoulders and make sure you know where the goal is, right? But yeah, I mean, that's just in general, right? You got to make sure that.
So you have to be willing to say to yourself, if there is something out there that you want big enough, whether it is just a certain fitness goal, whether it is a business goal, whether it's a life goal, you're trying to get out of the town you're in, whatever. Kevin said it best. You don't want to surround yourself with losers, and nobody wants to admit it when they think their friends aren't
the coolest.
Like they're
not even the coolest. Not even motivated to pursue more.
Not motivated to do the same things you want to do. That's why it's like sometimes it's good to just get out of your box, go somewhere that you normally wouldn't, and see other people, see how they're doing it. It's a great way. Like networking, I think, is everything in your life because, like for instance, like me. If it wasn't for my current job and with certain clients, I never really would have. Well, it probably could have, but it wouldn't have been as smooth for me to start coaching minor hockey in Red Deer. I met the right people, started talking to them, got to know them a little bit better, and next thing you know, you're coaching hockey teams, and I think that's really cool. It's an invaluable thing because you just start to hit these goals. Don't be afraid to accept help from people.
Yeah, do not be afraid to accept help.
Yeah, you earned it.
Whether it's someone giving you a job proposal or just a reference.
Yeah, reference. Yeah.
Take it.
Don't burn
bridges.
Because,
that is the worst. Don't burn bridges and respect everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, you're at work or whatever, and you dislike your boss. At the end of the day, they don't owe you anything.
No.
They don't owe you anything, so don't expect anything. Just do your job, keep your chin up, keep your head up, and, give 110% every single day.
And anything you do, if you're not happy where you are, change it. If you can't change it right now, at least do your fucking best to make the most out of a bad situation. Just stay positive. Keep moving forward.
Yes.
It's such a simple thing that nobody wants to do. Everybody just gravitates to that negative mentality. Oh, I didn't hit my PR today.
Yeah, it didn't.
Oh, the scale didn't move the way I wanted it to. Oh, this program must be fucked then because I didn't get it after a week. Things like that. And it's just like, no, you want to keep going. If you want to keep going, anything you do, like I said, to improve yourself will improve you. It might not be today. It might be tomorrow. It might be a year from now. Being consistent and doing it will fix you.
And every action you do has a consequence,
mm-hmm.
good or bad. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, there's been times, like today, where I panic and I want to say drop everything and I need to go make some cash because I am that broke because of insurance shit. Fuck you, Dominion Group.
Dominion Group,
Someone like agencies, eat a dick. But as the day went on, to be honest, I was so stressed today, I didn't eat or drink anything till probably 3:30 or 4 in the afternoon. And it was just one of those. Not like him at all. No, not like me at all. By then I'd be like 3 meals deep.
Yeah.
And I was just stressed today, and I still hand out resumes left, right, and center. But as the days goes on, the thoughts in my head are going slower, and I'm starting to realize, I gotta really keep the eyes on the prize, basically.
So as you can tell, this podcast has definitely been a change of pace because what we're talking about now is, we said it would be about our fitness things and our fitness goals and things like that, but it's kind of what we do on a day-to-day basis. We want to let you guys know that we are human too. So basically, whatever happened to Kevin this morning was pretty rough, and he just got kind of screwed over by a financial agency, just like all of us have at some point. And he's going through a career transition and things like that. So all of a sudden, everything gets piled up on you. So I'm going to relate this back to fitness.
Yeah.
Is that some things went wrong all at once. So rather than just sticking to the plan and pushing through it, Kevin got a little panicked.
And jumped
ship about as quickly as he could. And then as soon as he was on that other ship, he realized how much he fucked up.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, and he's right back on track again. So it's okay. Don't be afraid. What is it? Don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, no.
And that motherfucker did pretty well for himself.
So, I mean, it's take it day by day, right? But, I mean, if you're not doing anything to improve yourself and you're complaining and you're bitching, oh, why isn't this going? Why isn't this doing anything? Put Facebook down. Log out of Facebook. Log out of YouTube and get a plan going.
Yeah.
Get something figured out, whether it's a business template, whether it's a new workout program, whether it's,
a few
new
goals
job.
that you want to
Yeah.
figure out in your life. Like, oh geez, like I really want to meet some new friends. Oh geez, I really want to go see something else in this world.
Yeah.
Go do it then.
I always said you can always tell somebody's personality by the way they train. If someone's slacking in their workouts, not giving a shit, that's probably how they are in their workplace.
Yeah.
If someone's really energetic and they want to get the goal there, that's somebody that's driven, that wants that goal no matter what.
That's how they live their life. And then you
Yeah.
got to ask yourself, what do you want?
Exactly. By the time you're on your deathbed, have you done what you wanted in this lifetime?
Yeah.
Because you only have one life, and you better make sure that you're making the right steps.
And you have tons of
to your
ideas.
dreams.
Les Brown says it absolutely the best way. He's like, the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because that's where all ideas that everyone was ever too scared to go with and just not willing to put that extra effort in.
No.
That's where those ideas are now.
Because to be honest, if I
Things that
wanted
we'll
to
never
give
have.
everything up, I could give everything up right now that I've been working so hard to achieve. To go out, we live in Alberta. Let me give you a quick sum up of Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
It's the Texas of Canada. It is the oil field. It's Alberta. It's jacked up trucks and oil. I
Yeah.
could drop everything and get a fucking job anywhere
Make a
and
very
make a
big amount of
lot of money.
But you'd hate your life.
I'd hate my
You'd
life.
stupid hours. You'd be away from your family. all
I'd
the
probably
time.
break up with my girlfriend because
Yep.
distance would be a big issue.
Yep.
And it's not a healthy lifestyle up there. I mean, I have respect for the oil and gas industry. I mean,
Yeah.
thank you. I love sleeping in a warm house.
Yeah, I love my car.
And I love my car. Thank you for everything. But at the same time, that job's not for me. And if you guys respect that, thank you. And if not, suck a dick.
Suck just a big one.
Yeah, suck a big one. But no, I respect everyone in the oil and gas industry, but it is not for me. And I'll admit that.
And you found that out today.
And I found that out today. I worked as a well tester for a month, I think. Not even. I
Yeah.
hated it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I remember when you first started with us, you said it was one of the worst fucking things that you've
Yeah.
ever done in your life, and you were just so pumped that you got to be a trainer for
Yeah, I was a personal trainer. Being a personal trainer was something that was a stepping stone for what I've always wanted to do. I mean, I've dropped out of college probably 4 times, and every time I knew what I wanted to do was the 4th time I dropped out of college, and I went to the gym, and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Why do I always end up back here?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can turn this into something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I got there. It was either I'm gonna go and get all my sciences and go to like med school one day and sign my life away to school, or I would go into journalism so I could work in sports that way. So I was like, okay, well, we can do an in between.
Yeah,
just go be a trainer. Go be a trainer, and I get to write, and I get to do podcasts, and I get to do blogs, and things like that. So I mean, everything's available to me. Apparently I write for the paper a little bit. So there you go. I hit the journalism thing, and I didn't even have to do it. Done. Easy peasy.
And that's one thing off the bucket list.
Exactly. It was off the bucket list.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to do that. So
No, and that's good. I mean, make sure you get out of your comfort zone.
you do have to get out of your
Get out of your comfort zone. Find something you suck at, whether it's public speaking or, setting up a seminar. Those two fall in the same category, but you're getting the point.
You have to give yourself new skills. You have to give yourself new opportunities. If you want to grow as a person, not just in the gym, just outside of the gym, you want to meet the right people.
Yes.
If you've been walking around this whole time and you're like, God, I wish I could just find that girl, or like, I just wish my friends were a little bit better. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with,
Yes.
so you got to be better. You'll find better things for yourself. I mean, it's just that simple. You just can't be, you can't be afraid to fail. You can't fucking be scared all the time.
And that's a big thing too. If you're, like I said, if you're training for something, you really got to make sure, whether it's in a relationship with your friends or a girl, you got to really make sure that am I ready for this kind of commitment, right? Whether it's you're developing a good friendship with a group of friends, or you're developing a relationship, right? You got to make sure, is this what I need?
Yeah.
Is this girl that you want in your life gonna help you succeed or take you back?
Yeah.
Like, drag you. So you gotta really make sure. Like, I'm so thankful for my girlfriend. I mean, she helps me out big time. She cooks all my meals and she does everything for me, and that's something I do not take for granted.
That's invaluable for you, because who knows where you'd be if you didn't have someone
Yes.
looking after your ass.
Yeah, exactly. So
There we go. There's a Coors Light guest appearance.
so if your girlfriend's gonna help you out, or even anybody's gonna help you succeed, like I said, you're surrounding yourself with those people. Stick with it, and you will do just fine. Also, a good point: if you are an athlete and there's no coaches around you that can help you,
guess what?
you might. What I would do, this best advice is once, if you're a high school kid, you might not be able to afford it, then what I would do is research.
Yeah.
Don't stop reading.
Well, yeah, don't stop reading books and everything like that. You might not be able to afford it. You might not be able to go somewhere. But there's tons of coaches online who offer online coaching.
And that's a great thing with technology now. You can have an online coach. I have an online coach, Travis Mash, which I want to give a great shout out to him for. I got to talk to him on the phone for 10 minutes. He gave me the 4 steps to become a champion. And that 10 minutes of talking to him on the phone has probably made my lifetime, because I will brag about that till the day I die. I've never had someone with that high of a status in the powerlifting and Olympic lifting world take 10 minutes out of his day to talk to me. That is something that I do not take for granted, and he's the reason why I'm still on track and doing what I'm doing. And I just have a disgusting work ethic that whatever I have my mind set towards, I will not let anybody or anything get in the way of it. I might panic for a bit, but at the end of the day, I will refocus and keep going.
Yeah, there's always going to be a speed bump. You just got to keep on it. Like the other week, Kevin was getting all beat up, and he's brand new in his program, and I'm coming towards the end of my program, and we can coordinate on the fact that our knees are just fucking exhausted for whatever reason, because it seems like we're squatting every day, twice a day. So Kevin's in the middle of doing a lot of 2-a-days, so he said, do you want to come back later and do one with me? And I'd already worked out, and I was like, well, fuck, why not? I mean, what do I have to lose? So we get in there, we're working out, it's just me and him, we turn on the music really loud, and we just getting that like-minded thing, changing the environment. It's just me and him in an empty gym, and all is well. And I ended up PRing on my clean and jerk and my snatch, both that night, and significantly. So it's really cool. If things aren't working for you, you need to change it, just go for it. Try it. There's no reason you can't change.
And that's a perfect example of surrounding yourself with people of the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that Travis told me was, find guys to train with. Find people that you're gonna compete with. And yeah, Dave PR'd 20 pounds on his
snatch.
On his snatch. That's just because we pushed him, and the form looked good, everything looked clean. It was just that extra push,
It was that extra, I don't have to go back to work now, or I don't have a bunch of people watching me, or I don't have to do this or that. It's just fucking try it again. Yeah. Oh, okay, well, try it again. I think it took 3 or 4 tries to do it.
It was 4 tries it took him, but he got it. Yeah. And that's the main thing. You got to keep pushing. Yeah. And that was a perfect example of just pure determination. He could get it. I mean, he wasn't failing hardcore. He was getting under the bar.
It was always going to.
It was just that extra push. So.
And it was good. It wouldn't have happened earlier in the day, and that was after workout that day. So I mean,
that's the second workout in.
Me and Tom talked about it on the recovery podcast. I think it was the recovery podcast. Maybe it was the other one. The environmental kind of issues and factors that buy into what you're doing and everything like that. So
training in altitude.
No. Like that's actual. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah. The altitude and things like that, but training at night versus training in the day, training with friends versus training by yourself, headphones in, no headphones in, just all these little things, right?
Tom picks out the little things.
Here's a cool story about Tom. And when I say cool, I mean fucking bonkers.
Bonkers.
So we found this thing online today, and it was a really cool tool. And what it did was, it basically, me and Tom were talking about trying to coach people into a good squat from all people. So when we coach, we see any person you can think of, we've probably coached them at some point. So we were looking at people who are 6'4", 6'5 plus, super tall and trying to squat, and looking at their body mechanics and trying to figure out what is right, what actually looks. So we found this thing online, this tool, and it was like a little model, and it lets you drag his hip down based on their leg size, so their femur size, their tibia, fib length, things like that. And fucking guy, he looks it down, and we're looking at it, we're like, well, is that right? Is that right? What would your bottom position be? And things like that. And Tom thinks you should go to a point of no elasticity. And yes, I will bash him on here for that, because it doesn't make any sense of no bounce back. He's like, what has its benefits? I guess so, but so does a box squat. Anyways, so Tom says during this, at some point, he's like, maybe the problem with my squat is I should measure my femurs.
But before that, too, he also said that he thinks his tibia
Oh,
is
yeah.
longer than his femur.
His tibia is longer than his femur. So think of that. I'm looking at my leg right now. I just don't see how it's possible. I really don't.
Right from that socket joint.
Right from the bottom of your knee to here. Okay, so if that's it. No. It's hilarious. So fucking Kevin said, well, yeah, because I'm sure Kolokov fucking went and measured his femurs. He said, well, I guess I'm not going to be an Olympic weightlifter then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a funny thing. I know for a fact Tom really doesn't go back and listen to these podcasts, so he'll never know. We'll just tell him. He'll never know about this. But that's what Tom's going to be working on the next little bit here.
Is measuring his femurs.
Not the blog, not anything like that. He's going to be measuring femurs.
And reading books, and he's like the mad scientist.
He is a mad scientist. He is just mad. Just an angry person. Deep down.
So, also, we'll get a little bit back on track here.
Just a little bit.
Actually, you know what? We should probably take a break.
Okay, we can take a break then. Kevin has to poop.
I have to poop.
So, just to kind of recap what we were talking about, we're talking about sticking on track, how to get motivated, how to surround yourself with the right people, the right atmosphere, and we're just going to try to relate it a little bit more to training and fitness, because that's kind of what we've been doing with this podcast. So what we're talking about is like it's probably really hard for people who work out by themselves at a public gym. Like me and Kevin, the gym we worked at for Kevin, we do kind of we're trainers there, so people know we know what we're doing, so people don't really pay any mind. And everyone else has a personal trainer with them, but we always have to work out by ourselves because our schedules don't really allow for too much freedom unless we want to work out at like 6 in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. And like, I mean, we have a lot of other commitments going on, so it's kind of tough. So we just kind of work out when we can, which is nice that we have a job that it kind of allows us to just take a break in our day and we don't have to drive anywhere. We can just leave the office.
I show up to work 4.5, 3 hours before I start my shift.
Yeah. I don't know how you do it.
It's hard.
I mean,
it's hard.
Like, I don't mind coming back after. That actually hasn't been too bad. But coming beforehand, I don't think.
Because for the past year...
I started pretty early, though. So.
Yeah, the past year, I've been pulling, 13-hour shifts there.
Mm-hmm.
8:30 in the morning, get there at 9, train, warm up. By the time I'm done, it's 11:30, shower, eat.
Yeah.
Train people from 12 in the afternoon till 9 at night. And then some days I gotta work out after work, too.
Yeah, so that's tough. So that's the only way we can really... I mean, before... When we were a kid or when we were younger, we were working on public gyms anyways, but it was different. It wasn't as guided. It wasn't as serious now because now we have actual goals in mind. But it is kind of like working out in a public gym where you just kind of get your headphones in and you just kind of go about your business and you just kind of carve out your little space with everybody else. But I mean, that's where that self-talk, that positivity really has to be in play because you can't just go and expect somebody to do it for you and be cheering you on and saying that, yep, you're going to do good. And the best part is, nobody knows what the fuck you're trying to accomplish that day. So if you miss a PR, nobody knows.
Nope.
If you're dying tired, you look like a badass because you just worked a lot harder. Because guess what? They're probably still on their feet. So it's just one of those things where you just got to push yourself as hard as you can. Not worry about what everyone else is looking at or doing. Cause
exactly.
What is it? 9 times out of 10, when you think somebody's looking at you, they're fucking not. They probably don't even know you're in the room.
No, exactly.
It's just true. But you're the only one thinking that.
And that's the thing, too. If you're going to work out and you have a specific fitness goal, and whether you want to join a public gym or join a CrossFit gym, and there's not too many places here where it's just powerlifting and Olympic lifting specific. So if you have those two options, if you go with the public gym, you got to be aware that no one's going to be there to cheer you on. But that doesn't mean that no one's going to be there to give you advice. Because, I mean, I worked at a public gym before I started getting into Olympic lifting, and I was just doing bodybuilding. And, I knew what proper form was, but then, guys would come up to me and give me tips, old school powerlifters to old school bodybuilders, this and that. And, take their advice, and learn from it. And as I was saying there, as for getting motivation, make sure make sure you have an MP3 or an iPod. We live in 2014. Buy one.
Yeah.
So buy one and get some music, blast it, and just do your shit basically.
And sometimes I'll listen to motivational videos.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Off YouTube and shit because it helps.
And it might sound weird, but what I love to listen to too when I'm doing my lifts is Celtic music.
That's weird, really?
Yeah, I love Celtic music, just listening to it.
I love it too, but I never thought of that.
No, and I had those Beats by Dre, and I put that on, listen, take it off, do my lift, and go right back to it. So in that case, in the public gym, get in your own zone. Get in your own zone, get in there, get your shit done, and get out.
Yeah, find your own space. Do it.
Now, with the CrossFit gym...
Beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing. That is a whole different ballgame.
This is what makes CrossFit so successful, is that it is the community atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It is very rarely that you can walk into a CrossFit gym and after being there for a little while not know pretty much everyone, at least everyone that's coming to your class. Like
yeah, it is amazing. I love CrossFit. I mean, when I went to Saskatoon, and for my girlfriend, she had a kickboxing tournament. I got this. I made sure this is part of the determination part of this podcast. Is I looked at every gym and asked them, emailed every owner and said, hey, can I do my Olympic lifts there? And one guy said yes. This is 306 CrossFit in Saskatoon.
This is a legit one.
Yeah, and it was a huge gym. I went there. Everyone was so nice. It was like, it was a warm welcome, basically.
Yeah.
And it was big props to them. I mean, it was very professional there, and everyone's there is just nice. I mean, no one was just shaking your hand for just, being polite. It was just like instinct.
It was just another person, hey, welcome to the gym.
Yeah.
Because it's their gym too, and they want you to be a part of it. And if you're going to work out hard, and
yeah, they
want to attract the same people. And even if you aren't that person, you stay in a CrossFit gym long enough, and you'll become that person. It is a cult, but it's a really good cult. I mean, there's a lot worse things to be hooked on than fitness and fucking paleo and things like that.
No, exactly. And, it's a good thing, too. If you are in CrossFit and you're doing, like, WOD of the day with a group or whatever, you always have that one that one person you pick out in the group that is almost as good as you, but you always keep ahead of them.
Or you want to.
Yeah, and then there's that one person who's better than you, and you want to be just like them.
Yeah.
And you're stuck in the middle. And that person that you picked as that person who's chasing who's basically chasing you, that person that you picked has someone else just like that.
Yeah.
He is the person you picked that's chasing you is probably the person that looks up to you. So you I find that is just amazing. The competition, the friendly competition in it is awesome. And whether, you see team CrossFit, those CrossFit games where the teams do it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, teamwork in that is amazing.
I don't think I've ever been so pumped.
And the sportsmanship in it, too, is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, I don't think there's been one fight in the CrossFit games.
Oh, no.
And then in bodybuilding where Kai Green and Phil
just the Olympia last weekend. They were fucking bumping and hitting, not punching each other, but a fucking fight was going to break out. I was like, grow up.
Yeah, grow up. And I mean, that's not what the Olympia is all about. I mean, those guys worked hard to get to where they're at.
Yeah, but it shouldn't come down to who's standing in front of who on stage. It's really pathetic.
Yeah.
But my favorite CrossFit competition story is Jason Kalipa and Rich Froning. They're like really, really good best friends. And Kalipa has written on his wall in his garage gym, what is Rich doing? As like a motivation for like...
Now that, yeah.
And no matter how hard you think you're pushing, he's like, wait a minute, how hard is Rich pushing? And I guess Rich was over there one time, and he went to go into the garage, and Kalipa kind of beat him into the garage as fast as he could to fucking cover it up with something. Because he's just like, oh my god, it's kind of embarrassing, hey? But it's like... Yeah. It's true, even if they're your friend. Like, I chase Kevin all the time. I'm always curious, like, Kevin, did you PR today? Yeah. Oh, doing this, or I'm like, fuck, when I'm 40 pounds back. Fuck's sake. So you keep going, and you go, and you go, and it's not a matter of I need to beat Kevin. I'll never compete in the same realm that Kevin does. But you want to see, like, okay, where is everyone else? What are they capable of? My favorite thing is, if someone else can do it, so can you.
Yes. It's just how much time are you willing to put in.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever goals you have, and to be honest, how much money you are willing to spend.
Yeah.
Money talks, and you're gonna have to spend it no matter where you go. Whether you go to Snap Fitness or you go to a CrossFit gym or a strength conditioning gym, you're gonna have to take a chunk out of your wallet.
Yeah.
But I don't go to Planet Fitness. Please don't
go to a real gym. Go to a God's sake.
Real gym. But yeah, find out your goals and plan which gym is going to be great for you.
And then be consistent.
Yes.
Don't jump ship every time something gets bad. If you don't like your gym, keep going around your membership and then try something different. Don't panic if things get you down, like Kevin said.
Yes.
Don't program hop like Tom kind of does, like we talked about behind his back today. But again, once again, Tom usually doesn't listen to these things.
No,
he just talks it and then bails. Plus, I don't think he has the internet or anything. Because Tom is a caveman. So, yeah. Anything else you want to say, Kev?
No, I think we pretty much covered it all today. Today's a little bit of a shorter podcast.
And pretty random.
Pretty random, just motivational speaking today, keeping determined, keeping an eye on the prize, basically.
We are determined. We are human. We get down about a lot of things. I was just having this conversation with my roommate that I've been so out of sorts with my nutrition. I've been fucking deathly sick for the last couple of weeks. I'm not getting any better. But today my training felt okay and just coming around because you just got to keep doing it. What is it? Talent is talent you have naturally. Skill comes from hours and hours of beating on your craft.
No, exactly.
So, yeah. So, that's it for this week. This is a short one. Remember, head over to Facebook, Broken Barbell Podcast. Like us, share us with your friends. If you have any comments, please send them our way, and we'd like to get a discussion going. Okay? Have a great week, folks, of hopefully not just Red Deer. Actually, we're really big in Europe. Did you see that?
No,
I've been telling you that, yeah. Like my Instagram is really big in Europe right now. And if you look at our Spotify, we have a lot of people in Europe. So thanks, Europe.
Thank you, Europe.
Fuck you, Canada.
Yeah,
give us some likes, jeez.
Please.
Or just keep sharing us with your German cousins. Okay, love you guys. Bye.